Yes, we are live. We are live. Hello, beloved one. How much here? The human MRI psychic surgeon, helping leaders to transmute fears, guilt, shame, and turn it into magnetic inner confidence so that they can use that sexual energy to create prosperity. Harness your sexual energy to create the wealth, the wisdom, the wonder filled orgasmic bliss, as I said. And I cannot stop emphasizing the importance, the core of transmuting anything and everything that disconnects you from this force of creation, you know, because your sexual energy is connected to your wealth, it's connected to your wisdom, it's connected to your pleasure. Whatever you need, if you have not, doesn't matter what you've done, it doesn't matter how many affirmations you've written on the wall, it doesn't matter how much you are reframing every day. And actually that's also one of the signs that something is not right, because the whole, I mean, affirmations, reframing, they work, but observe when you say something because that's your truth, like it just came out like and then like, oh, delete, 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 and then you bring in another word. It's all fear. It's all not real. Your truth came out first because that's how you feel. So who is here with me and excited to hear about the 4 big barriers that limit your growth and success, the 4 big barriers that stop you from sharing who you are not, so that you can fully align with your magnificence and attract who you are and what you want. Because you might look at somebody and be like, this person is egoistic, this person is a narcissist, this person is whatever. We are very good at name calling, whatever that you are throwing out there. Because when you release and heal, then you attract who you are. You may not want to hear this, you may be triggered by this, but the truth of it is, who you are, it's not only you as in like the conscious physical aspect, it involves a lot of your environment, your society, your culture, your ancestral and all that. It's a lot of who you are, because when you talk about oneness, it's not just like oneness the word. There's a lot in there, right? We are unique, but we are also one with all that is. So watch where you are saying them and us, me and them, they are like this and all that. And at times we're talking about that, talking about our family, talking about our parents, because that inner child who feels entitled feels like they did not love me enough. So they did me wrong. And I'm not saying to the human it's it's not, it's bad, because here we are going to delete the bad, wrong, right, whatever, like everything just is. But the question is it serving you? So what are the 4 big barriers that limit your growth and block your success? While we are there, who is excited and what came to your mind when you just had release 4 big barriers that limit your growth and block your success? What came to your mind or to your body? Because I would like you to come back to your body, to be present in your body. Because at times our mind tells us a lot of things, but yet our body is here and sharing what is in the present moment. Because whatever you tell yourself, whatever the reframing, whatever the affirmations, whatever that you want in the future, if you are not able to feel it here, if you are not able to connect with it here, it's going to be hard for you to create it. So where are you watching from? And what is your intention for this session? So just take a deep breath there and just know that whenever I show up, I'm showing up with my team. And we have this presence that is here with us, the field, the guides, the ancestors, and all that. And we're inviting all of that, the elemental beings of pure light and love. We're just inviting all of that to be held, to be supported as we talk about this, because when you release these 4 big barriers, you align with your highest truth, you align with your highest consciousness, you align with your highest potential, right? Because the reason why a lot of people do not attract or create their soul desires is because they are busy chasing who they are not. And let that sink in. Where are you chasing who you are not? Where are you being who you are not? And what is interfering with that? This is what we're going to address. And one thing that I want to talk about, which is something that I preach a lot, is let go of knowing too much. Because that's one of the big barriers. I know that. I know that. The only time that you know is when you see that playing out in your life. I know about manifestation. I know about healing. Do you see that being reflected to you in your outside life? Because that's when you can say, I know, because you have implemented it and the results are there. If you don't have the outcome, then be curious. At times, even if you know the outcome, it's always great to be curious because we always grow. You might be comfortable right now because you are making 10K per month, 30K per month, because you have this relationship that is awesome, but it can be orgasmic. It can be blissful. And when you attached to that, this is good and I don't want to let it go because it might not always be there, then you are limiting your next level of expansion, your next level of growth, your next level of orgasmic bliss, right? So I'm just gonna jump in and starting with the one big one, which is the comparison. And this one, it's a big one because we are just we grow into that system. Even when you look at the school, we go to school and you get into one class, you are taught the same thing, and you are graded with the same thing, and we don't embody our uniqueness, and it's just something like that thing where at times something is not working out for you, but because the society has described and written all these things to say, go to school, you pass, and then you get a job and work hard for you to get a promotion, get married, have kids and all that, and then we chase all of that, things that are not even ours. We judge ourselves secretly because some of the things are unconscious, based on things that you were told are true, because you have made that your truth. So you are wearing this comparison, at times even with age, that when I get to a certain age, I should. Where are you shooting yourself? I should be, I should have certain number of kids. I should be married. I should have this amount in my bank account. There is shooting and shooting and shooting. And one thing actually that I find very funny is that, because I'm big on our sexual energy, is that what I find quite interesting is that we have conditioned ourselves that when we get to a certain, like when we get older, we disconnect from our sexual energy, from our desires, from that pleasure, because when someone is old, it's kind of like, come on, that person is old. Do you still want to be in a relationship? Is that person really still having sex? But other things, we expect that we get to be embodying a certain level of wisdom. But when it comes to now something that is natural, it's kind of like, you're just too old for that, and we just, it's kind of like we die before we even die, because of our age, so comparison, where are you comparing yourself with other people instead of comparing yourself with your best, and one other thing, where is that coming from? Because I know that I had a problem with comparison, and I did it without even knowing that I'm doing it, because I grew up where I was compared a lot with my siblings. It's one of the big things that my mom used to say, you are not like my other children. And I was very confident and comfortable consciously with that, because I'll just respond from that egoistic mind, like, yeah, that's why my name is even different. So I am different from your other children. But there was that deep longing, just hoping that my mom can just for who I am. Yeah, the internet is doing, but we're just gonna hold on. So Despite what I told myself, there was that deep longing. There was me going out of myself, going into relationship, waiting and hoping somebody can accept me because I felt not accepted. And these are the things that even when you grow up, when you have a business, when you're in a relationship, these parents are still going to play out. They're going to play out. They're going to rule your life. And at times you want to make decisions and choices from the wanting to be accepted, from wanting approval, because a lot of people wear the approval mask. They're seeking approval more than embodying their own uniqueness. So comparison is one of the things that steals your freedom of individuality. It's one of the things that limits your growth and block your success. Where are you holding into comparison? Where are you comparing your first 3 months, your first year, your first 5 years with other people's 20 years? Because you don't know where they have been, you don't know what they went through, and you're just jumping in to say, oh, I'm not like that person. Exactly. Comparison is a thief of joy. Perfect. you know and as much as we're saying that, we still continue. At times we even make decisions just because we want to fit and want to belong. We make a decision to say, okay, fine, I'm just gonna go and join, because if I don't, they might believe that, oh, I don't have my shit together and all that. Yeah, seeking validation. And what I normally say, I with my life, I always say my life has been a challenge. It has been messy. But one thing that I can tell you is I'm not looking for perfection. I found beauty in the mess that I found myself in. And I'm proud that I found the orgasmicness in it all. Because you've got a choice in life to stand up and face yourself, or to run from yourself and chase other people. And another one that I'm going to jump into is attachment to roles. At times it's just a role of, I'm just a single mother, I'm an accountant, I'm a Christian, I'm spiritual, I'm a divorcee, I'm married, And this is why I said we're going to get rid of the negative and the positive, because that's the problem right there. I'm beautiful. I have a certain kind of body. My body is, we hold into certain things. I'm ugly. I'm this, and I'm short. I'm tall. I've got money. I don't have money. And we identify with these things. We are attached. We make them our identity, and it doesn't matter how positive or negative something is. It can be a cap for your next level of expansion. Because when we're talking about power, which according to me, power is aligning our personality, our human, with our soul. That's what power is to me. And our soul doesn't care what that is. It's always willing and excited and curious to experience itself through different circumstances. When you're going through divorce, like when I was going through divorce, my soul was flipping dancing. I've never experienced that kind of bliss while I was going through something, but I was aware of my human that was scared. I was aware of the voices of many women who do not know who they are besides the marriage that was coming through. And I felt a lot of fear. What are you doing? How are you going to survive when you have got 3 children in a foreign country? I felt my human, but I also witnessed my soul dancing as I was going through that. And the soul is not attached to what people will say. It's not attached to the labels, to the roles, to all that. So where are you holding into labels? Because those are a tiny bit of experience. There was a time where I wore the mother role until life happened and I was separated from my children. And the message was, find who you are. And I get to find myself. When I was going through the divorce, the message was, love is always present. For love to be present, you don't have to be with someone all the time. And at that time, despite the messiness of my divorce, despite the heartache, despite all that happened, because it was not an easy divorce, I felt the love for my ex-husband. And you know what I felt at the same time? The rejection. because he was not willing to embrace my lover unless I be the woman who he met. And I get to hold both. I love him. And I wish now that we are where we are, we can go through this transition and be friends and be the father to our daughter with co-parent, or without us closing our heart. But we went through all the things that I went through the first time with my two children, court procedures, fighting for for custody of the children and all that. It was messy. But at the same time, the love could not disappear. It was present and it was painful. But I sat with the pain because the gift that I got from the divorce was that my ex-husband was helping my heart to break the walls that I've created, thinking that I'm defending myself from something. But yet I was stopping the bliss, the grace, the wealth, the wisdom that wanted to come through. So I held both of them. It's not this or that, it's this and that. And that was amazing and healing. It was the deepening stage that I needed for me to embody the gift that I get to share with you, that I get to hold space for other people. And I understand when you say I'm fucking angry, when you say I'm spiritual, I'm enlightened, this is wrong. Because one of the things that came through even in my meditation was when I was so pissed off and I was like, if this man can change, it was one of my partner, I don't want to I don't want to give much details about somebody's life, but I was judging somebody's addiction and I made it wrong. So, in other words, when you talk about narcissism, I felt better because I'm spiritual, right? I'm spiritual, it's more expanding. It's kind of like the holiness, and I judged the other person's path of addiction to alcohol, and it was like if this person could change and all that. And in one of the meditation, the message that came through was, what part of you has a problem with that? Because the truth is, we don't know other people's path. And whatever that you are called to, it might not be what other people are called to. Be it your friends, be it your boss, be it your husband, your wife, whatever, your children even. We are all in our unique path. So as much as you are attaching to a role even of marriage, because I remember when my higher self came through and she said how there are many women who can stay in a relationship where they are not happy, who can compromise who they are and hold into a label. But that's not what you're here for. And I was like, whoo, mic drop. So the question that I want to ask you is, are you willing to be like many other women, many other men who are just fitting into, I'm a man, I'm a woman, and attached to something? Or you are willing to be in your own unique path? Exactly. I love that. And we do that a lot, many different things, even narcissism. At times we just attach into that and just like, they're just so bad, they're so, and we don't realize what we are doing is like, accept my path, accept that I'm spiritual, but I'm not going to accept your shit. And when you look at it, like in my path, when it dawned on me and I got this download, I realized that it's not about that man. It wasn't about him. It was the alcoholic addiction of my family, including my father. So I had to go there and heal the inner child who wanted this man to change so that he can give me the love that my father could not give me. So it all starts with us. It all starts with us. And the other big one is the comfort zone. Because this whole attachment to label roles and all that is because we are comfortable. So when we lock ourselves in that comfort, that is an inner that's the glass ceiling that we're putting on ourselves. At times it can be, at least I'm like, I don't like the word at least. Or I'll try. I don't like it, because that's what people confuse gratitude with at least. The moment you say at least, know that you are settling. And remember this, when you settle, you receive less than you settled for. And when you say at least, that is a sign, that is a word that shows that you are not expansive. You are not. Yes, ready to walk your unique path. I love that. And it is time, and we are being called to that. And whatever that is happening, no matter how stormy, no matter how challenging it is, you chose that at a soul level because you have the capacity to carry and transmute all of that. And there is a reason why you are even born in the family that you are born in, because we are here to raise our hand and say this stops with us. So where are you holding into the comfort zone? At times it can just be as simple as wearing a mask of they need me, which I call the rescuer mask. At times it can be a mask of I'm intelligent, you know. And times just loving to get the compliments. Oh, that one is just so loving always. There's just so much peace because you are not speaking your truth. Because you don't sometimes this is a big one. I think this one needs its own live video, knowing what we want, because it came through from the ancestral. When this came through ancestral, and it's in that harmony, peace, where the whole harmony and peace, it's making love with scarcity. You are holding into scarcity. It's kind of like there is a wall between the inner masculine and the feminine, where the feminine is kind of like, for me to hold peace, I get to place more, I have to contract and all that, so that I can be dominated by the masculine. And you will see that playing out in your relationship. Exactly. Why would you want at least? It's just like choosing like when there is love, right? So we're choosing pleasure when there is orgasmic, right? So why go for the least one rather than aim for higher? Because at least if you don't get there, you are somewhere. Like you are increasing your level. You instead of going into those lower vibrations, you are somewhere. This is why even when something is happening and you feel something, you don't really go into the depression. It's kind of like, okay, fine, I'm feeling this, I'm a bit off, but you get out, or you bounce back. Where are you holding into comfort zone? Because at times you can be comfortable with scarcity, at times you can be comfortable with toxicity, because it's familiar. It's what your nervous system craves. Like I say, when we talk about love, you can say, oh, I'm in love. But what is your love? Your love is the version where you saw your parents being distant. You saw your parents fighting. Your love is what is normal, because normal is also, I don't like normal, really. Because normal is kind of like, I'm just gonna fit with it's the mediocre, right? Because you don't want to stand out. What is your fear of standing out? You want to be in that, because every time, let me say you are earning 10K, and every time when you move out of that 20K, there's going to be some things that will come through. When you move into 30K, you are moving out of your comfort zone. When you grow, when you evolve, even when you talk about relationship, because one of the things that one of the causes of divorce is that people have outgrown each other, and that gap is being created by the growth. When the other one grows and the other one doesn't, when the other one heals and the other one doesn't, the gap increases. And sometimes other people love it when you are stuck in your woundedness. That's the version that they like. They do not like the aspect of yours that is healed, because now you don't accommodate their broken or woundedness. Because at times we attract each other at that level of woundedness, and we bond, that trauma bonding, right? And then it becomes the us against them. And the moment you heal, and then it's kind of like, oh, it's not them and us. We are all one, but still embodying and accepting your uniqueness. Then you get to be different. Yes. Yeah, scarcity mindset and all romanticism. Yes, romanticism of scarcity. Finding your true self is the point. It is everything. It is everything. It is life, really. This is why, for me, the message that came through when I was going through the separation with my children was, who are you? Who are you without your children? And most women often wear this crown of, I'm a woman, I'm a mother. And what sucks is that you are chasing being a woman, being a mother, and yet you are busy chasing success or even a relationship, and you abandon your children in the process because you don't have time. You are busy worried, you are busy scarred, you are busy wounded for you to even pay attention to your children or even to spend time with the children. I know one of the times when I was working in one big company as an accountant, I was earning decent money. But let me tell you something. I came home around 2 a.m. and in the morning I would take my children to school, always in a hurry. And I still remember the other time I was brushing my son with a with my scrub, facial scrub. I was not aware. And he kept refusing. I was like, there's no time. What are you doing? And then I stopped. I saw that I'm using the facial scrub to brush. And I was like, what the fuck? You understand? So at times you don't even have attention for yourself, let alone your own inner child. And your children are playing out whatever that they're playing out because they're showing you the disconnection from your inner child. And you blame them again. Oh, my children are disrespectful. They are showing you the disconnection that is happening within you. Yeah. Misery loves company, of course. The moment you heal, it's kind of like now you're a different person. And often like that's something that I also got from my ex-husband. Like, I want the girl that I met. And she was not there. She wasn't. I was now a woman who was standing up to embody my purpose because I couldn't serve at the level of that woundedness. And the other big one barrier, the fourth one, because we spoke about comparison, we spoke about attachments to label roles and all that. We spoke about comfort zone. Now the big one is the inner criticism, the insecurity. There is nothing that is so repelling as that inner criticism, that insecurity. And often we are so concerned about, if you're in a relationship, your partner cheating. But let me tell you something. Insecurity will end your relationship faster than the third person. And I want you to let that sink in. Insecurity will end your relationship faster than a third person. And one other thing, even when it comes to men, the mostly they're proud of, oh, I have money, I can get any partner that I want, and all of that. It's just like on that surface level. Actually, even women, to be honest, I work with men and women, and there is a woman, not one, who told me like I will not date a man who earns more than me, and still that is like flashing that money power, right? And definitely, you're gonna attract people who are coming through for your money, and you are not gonna have that deep, intimate connection because all they want is money, and you are also not confident. You are not connected to yourself. You're just using money. And what I always say is, who are you without that? And I mean, probably 95% of men, they take pride in that I can offer men, even women, because what I say it is, um, unfortunately, when we as women, when we thought we were being empowered, we abandoned who we were or who we are and wore the masculine mask. We imitated men instead of being ourselves. This is why the leadership is not balanced, because women are not leading from that feminine. We are imitating men. We are competing. There is a power struggle that is happening, right? And that doesn't serve us. It doesn't. And I want to ask you, what is it that you're offering that is different from what everyone out there is offering besides money? And who are you if you don't when you don't have that? Because you get to know and embody your worth for you to create that and see that being reflected outside of you. If you are struggling with finances, let's go within, because the world is just a mirror. Here's what is here. Are you willing to look at this? Relationships. How is your relationship with yourself? Your health. How is your connection with yourself? Right? So we get to go there, whether you like it or not. You can tell yourself, I know so much. This is why a lot of information out there doesn't help a lot of people. If information was helping, a lot of people's lives would be transformed. A lot of people would be rich. A lot of people would be healthy. But that's not the case. This is why even you can talk about you can talk about the dangers of smoking, alcohol, this and that. But you see doctors, I mean, they learned all this information, but still they smoke, they drink, and then they will tell you that this is it's dangerous for your health. And it's not about making them raw or judging them. It's just to prove to you that information is not enough. Information is not transformation. We know a lot, but the question is your life changing, right? And one other thing that I'm just going to top up into these 4 big barriers, I'm going to add the 5th one, which is control. What do you think will happen if you let go of control? Because this is also a big barrier. I've come across different people who at times, even when I'm doing my session, because I do my things differently, it's kind of like, that's not what I'm used to, we what do they call it? We reframe and all that. And I'm like, I'm a psychic surgeon. I'm just gonna look at what is here, and we're gonna unravel that. We're gonna turn it upside down, and see what is underneath. This is why I'm talking about going to the core, because with conventional coaching and therapy out there, it's all about, okay, fine, you have a problem with that, let's call it that. Like I said in my example, there was a time when, like I said, my mom used to compare me a lot, and I was not aware until something was happening in my life and I was going through something, and people started sending me messages. I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud. I responded to 3 people, and immediately I just felt like I'm suffocating, and something was not right. And I sat back and I was like, what is this? And I realized I have a problem with the word proud. And this is why I'm saying it's not about something being positive or not. It's not about the word as such. It's about the energy that comes from that and how you relate with that. Some people, when someone say, I'm proud of you, they'll be excited and receive it. Some people don't receive it. Some people don't even connect with it. They're just so numb. Some people, even the word love, for me, it was proud. My mom was long gone, but from the other side, everything that I did, I was just hoping, wishing, wondering, is she gonna be proud? Is this something that she won't be happy with? And at that moment, I had to sit with the word proud. I'm proud of you. And it hit me hard. It hit me hard. And I'm just even getting emotional because I didn't realize how unconsciously I wanted that from her. And she was normal. And I had to be that mother to my inner child and say, Rao, I'm proud of you. And I just want you to connect with your word. What is it that you are longing for? Even when you hear the word, I'm proud of you, where do you long to hear this word from? You understand? When I say we are unique and we went through different paths, and my path is different from yours, and certain words that will trigger a certain emotion for me or for you, and it's different from everyone. So when you are running with the words, with the positivity, with the affirmation, and not really anchoring them in to say, what does this mean to me individually, you are not going to get the transformation that you need. You are unique. You are powerful. Your path is unique and meant for you. And you get to walk that for yourself and connect deeply with what your soul is here to express. And it's not going to look like anyone's path, anyone's journey. And what is coming through for you? What did you get from this? As I mentioned, the 4 barriers that limit your growth and block your success. Actually, I added the 5th one, the control, because at times when you love control a lot, you don't even get to receive the healing that you need because you want things to be the way you have always known them to be. And the challenge with that is you are always tapping into the history of what you know. And when you're talking about wisdom, even if you are a healer, a coach, a therapist, it's you being present. Because if you are coming with what you know, it's just like taking a textbook information and coming with it. But when you are present to say what is here, you are going to be able to feel that proud is triggering this person. And instead of changing to say no, don't say you are proud of you, say, what can you say? I'm amazed or whatever. It's just amazed. It doesn't say much. But when I go to I'm proud, it hits deep. Because that's what my inner child longed for. Do you understand the magic of being present? even when you are having a conversation, because at times what you are hear your own woundedness. Somebody says something and you interpret it according to the filter of your wounds. And when we talk about healing, we're talking about going deep. And that's the magic of vulnerability and loving yourself through it. It's not wrong or right, it's just what is. And that's the beauty of that. And that's just what I wanted to come here and share with you. So I just want to hear you. What is the mask that you are wearing? I've spoken about different masks: rescue mask, approval seeking mask, intelligence, and all that. And there is these barriers that I also mentioned. Which one is stopping you? It's stopping your growth. It's blocking your success. Because for me, it's not about what we say, it's what the body is sharing. And if you want to know what are the things that are blocking your next level of expansion, it could be finances, it could be your spirituality, it could be your wisdom, because this is what I do. The who are you that came through for me is basically what I'm here to teach, to heal, so that you can learn a new way of being, so that you can embody your gifts and get paid for your magnificence. And it's different for everybody. And I just love you. I just want to leave you with that. Tell me what you got from this. If you're watching from replay, hash replay. And I thank you, beautiful one, Edith and Butler, for being with me. Much love to you. I hope this was, actually, I know definitely that it was transformational, but the question is, what stood out for you the most? And amongst what I've shared, what is it that is something that is defining your life, decisions and choices that you are making? And what are you willing to do about it? If you want to have a conversation, write a message below. I'm ready to shed the mask of who I'm not. Shed the mask. Just hit me with shed the mask or send me a message, and then I'll share more details with you. I love you and thank you for your presence.